For decades, Filipino immigrants have been one of America's quiet powerhouses, working behind the scenes in hospitals, classrooms, tech companies, and military bases. They've cared for the nation's sick, educated its children, built its technology, and defended its borders. Yet, their story has rarely been told with the pride and depth it deserves. But in 2025, something remarkable is happening. The Filipino presence in America isn't just steady anymore. It's exploding. Across the country, entire neighborhoods are transforming, filled with the sounds, food, and warmth of Filipino life. From the Pacific Coast to the Deep South, Filipino communities are not only growing, they're thriving, influencing local culture and redefining what it means to be American. Today, over 4.5 million Filipinos live in the United States, making them the third largest Asian group, just behind Chinese and Indian Americans. But here's the big question: where are they all settling? Why are certain cities suddenly overflowing with Filipino families, entrepreneurs, nurses, and students? This isn't just about numbers. It's about connection, opportunity, and identity. Filipinos are building new roots in unexpected places, and their impact is reshaping the cultural and economic landscape of America in real time. In this video, we're taking you inside the 10 U.S. cities where the Filipino spirit burns the brightest, where the community's influence can be felt in every street, every shop, and every story. From California's coast to the heart of Texas, we'll uncover what's driving this 2025 migration wave and why it's one of the most powerful, yet least discussed, shifts happening in America today. Backstory: how Filipinos built their American dream. The Filipino story in America is one of perseverance and quiet strength. It began after World War II, when thousands of young Filipino men joined the U.S. Navy, seeking better lives while serving a nation oceans away from their homeland. Many of them settled in port cities like San Diego and Norfolk, planting the earliest roots of Filipino communities across America. Then came 1965, the year that changed everything. The Immigration and Nationality Act opened the doors for skilled workers, and Filipinos were among the first to answer the call. Nurses, teachers, and engineers began arriving in waves, filling critical roles in hospitals, schools, and laboratories. By the 1990s, the Filipino presence had become woven into the fabric of American society, not through loud headlines, but through hard work and dedication. They became the heartbeat of healthcare, the quiet professionals behind countless success stories in medicine, education, and technology. As the saying goes, where there's a hospital in America, there's a Filipino heartbeat behind it. Today, the journey continues. With the rise of remote work, the soaring cost of living in traditional hubs, and the growth of second- and third-generation Filipino Americans, migration patterns are shifting once again. Filipinos are moving inland, seeking affordability, opportunity, and a deeper sense of community. In 2025, the Filipino dream is no longer just about coming to America. It's about redefining what home means within it. 10. Honolulu, Hawaii. Honolulu is where the Filipino-American story truly began. For over a century, Hawaii has been home to Filipino laborers, families, and leaders who helped shape the island's identity. Today, over 200,000 Filipinos call Hawaii home. Nearly 1 in 5 residents has Filipino roots. Filipinos first arrived here as plantation workers in the early 1900s, enduring harsh conditions but finding solidarity and purpose. Over generations, they moved from fields to universities, from kitchens to boardrooms, building a legacy of resilience. By 2025, Honolulu's Filipino community has become a cornerstone of island life. Many work in agriculture, tourism, and healthcare, keeping the state's largest industries alive. Filipino festivals, food fairs, and dance troupes blend seamlessly with the Hawaiian spirit of aloha, creating a culture that feels both distinct and perfectly at home. Tagalog radio programs, community newspapers, and local eateries like Elena's or Max's of Manila connect generations and keep traditions thriving. Filipino pride is not hidden here, it's celebrated openly. As locals often say, in Hawaii, being Filipino isn't being foreign, it's being home. 9. Las Vegas, Nevada. Las Vegas has quietly transformed into one of the most vibrant Filipino hubs in America. What was once known purely as Sin City is now lovingly called Pinoy City by many who live there. Over 160,000 Filipinos now call Las Vegas home, a massive leap from a decade ago. Drawn by opportunity in hospitality, nursing, and entertainment, Filipinos have carved out their own cultural ecosystem in the desert. From St. Bridget's Catholic Church to Seafood City, from family-run restaurants to massive Filipino-owned businesses, Vegas thrives with Pinoy energy. Karaoke bars, lechon pop-ups, and Halo dessert cafes dot nearly every major neighborhood. One major attraction, affordability. Compared to California's skyrocketing rents, Vegas offers space, jobs, and sunshine without the crushing costs. Many families have relocated here from Los Angeles and San Diego, bringing their skills and traditions with them. In 2025, a new wave is emerging. Young Filipino professionals, influencers, and digital entrepreneurs who see Las Vegas as the perfect blend of lifestyle and opportunity. The city's motto could easily be rewritten as, "What happens in Vegas stays Filipino." 8. Houston, Texas. Houston has become one of the fastest-growing Filipino destinations in America, and for good reason. The city offers affordable housing, booming healthcare jobs, and a dynamic oil and tech economy that rewards skilled workers. As of 2025, over 150,000 Filipinos live in the greater Houston area. They've built thriving communities in Sugar Land, Katy, and Pasadena, where Filipino bakeries, groceries, and Catholic parishes line the streets. The migration trend is clear. Many families are leaving California for Texas. As one resident put it, "We left California for Houston, same salary, double the house." That sentiment captures the heart of the shift. It's not just about money. It's about stability, community, and a better quality of life. Filipino nurses and engineers are now vital to Houston's hospitals and energy firms. Annual events like the Filipino Street Festival bring tens of thousands together, turning city parks into oceans of flags, food, and music. In 2025, Houston is no longer a newcomer in Filipino America. It's a powerhouse. And for many, it represents the future of where the Filipino-American dream is heading. Inland, empowered, and proudly Texan. 7. New York City, New York. New York has always symbolized ambition, and the Filipino community here embodies that spirit in every sense. Home to over 140,000 Filipinos, the city's heartbeat echoes with stories of perseverance, success, and reinvention. Filipinos first found their footing in Woodside, Queens, affectionately known as Little Manila. Decades later, that neighborhood remains a cultural anchor, filled with Filipino groceries, cafes, and parades celebrating heritage and unity. The community's professional footprint is broad. Nurses, finance experts, artists, and digital creatives fill the city's hospitals, offices, and studios. Restaurants like Jeepney, Maharlika, and Jollibee Times Square have become landmarks of Filipino flavor and pride. But life here isn't easy. High rents, long hours, and urban burnout test even the strongest spirits. Yet, that struggle often becomes the badge of honor for many. As one Filipino nurse famously said, "If you can survive New York, you can survive anywhere." In 2025, the city's second-generation Filipino Americans are redefining the narrative, blending tradition with modern identity, turning their parents' sacrifices into their own success stories. New York isn't just another stop for the Filipino diaspora. It's proof that resilience knows no borders. 6. Chicago, Illinois. In the heart of America lies one of its most enduring Filipino communities, Chicago, with roughly 150,000 Filipinos living in the metro area. This city has long been a symbol of hard work, education, and civic engagement. Many are second- or third-generation Filipinos, children of healthcare workers and engineers who settled in the Midwest decades ago. They've built lives in neighborhoods like Skokie, Morton Grove, and the North Side, where Filipino restaurants and churches remain central gathering spots. Chicago's Filipino professionals hold strong positions in medicine, engineering, education, and government. The annual Fiesta Pinoy celebration fills city streets with parades, food, and cultural showcases, reminding everyone that Filipino pride thrives even in the coldest winters. By 2025, a new chapter is unfolding. More Filipino Americans are entering politics, education, and civic leadership, shaping local policies and representing the growing influence of the community. Filipino-American aldermen, school administrators, and artists are bringing visibility to a group that has long been essential, yet humble. For many in Chicago, being Filipino isn't just an identity. It's a legacy carried with quiet strength and unshakable pride. 5. Seattle, Washington. Seattle is where tech meets tradition, and the Filipino community has been part of that story for generations. Since the 1950s, Filipinos have been a vital part of Boeing's workforce, helping build the planes that connected the world. Fast forward to 2025, and that same spirit thrives. In the offices of Amazon, Microsoft, and countless startups. The Seattle, Tacoma region is now home to roughly 170,000 Filipinos, making it one of the largest Filipino populations in the Pacific Northwest. The area's natural beauty, its rain, greenery, and coastline, reminds many of the Philippines' lush landscapes. It's become especially popular among retirees, seeking comfort and community in a familiar climate. Culturally, Seattle's Filipino pride shines through pop-up street markets, youth-led art collectives, and Filipino town banners across the city. The younger generation is reimagining tradition, merging technology and culture in creative new ways. In 2025, a wave of Filipino-led startups is redefining the city's innovation scene. These founders carry not just business ambition, but cultural pride, a movement summed up by one phrase spreading online: from code to culture. Seattle is no longer just a place of work. It's a digital homeland where the Filipino legacy continues to evolve, from the skies of Boeing to the clouds of big tech. 4. San Diego, California. San Diego's Filipino roots run deeper than almost anywhere in America. For over a century, it's been one of the most historic Filipino settlements in the country, shaped by military service, migration, and a shared dream. Today, more than 200,000 Filipinos live in San Diego County. Many trace their heritage to the U.S. Navy or Marine Corps, as generations of Filipino servicemen and their families found stability and belonging in this coastal city. The heart of the community beats strongest in National City, often called the Filipino capital of the West. Here, you'll find Filipino schools, restaurants, and churches, even Tagalog billboards and street fairs that fill the air with the scent of adobo and pancit. San Diego's Filipinos have always balanced tradition and progress. But in 2025, the younger generation is giving that legacy a new twist. They're building careers in tech, digital media, and entertainment, creating podcasts, YouTube channels, and apps that connect global Filipino audiences. As one local put it, "Our grandparents served in the Navy. We're serving in Silicon Valley." San Diego isn't just where the Filipino-American story began. It's where it continues to reinvent itself, one generation at a time. 3. San Francisco Bay Area, California. If there's one place where tech and tradition truly meet, it's the San Francisco Bay Area. Over 500,000 Filipinos now call this region home, making it one of the largest Filipino populations outside the Philippines. Daly City, lovingly nicknamed Little Manila, remains the symbolic heart of Filipino America. But the community extends far beyond, into Fremont, Stockton, and Union City, where families, churches, and Filipino-owned businesses thrive. Filipinos have played a massive role in shaping the Bay Area's workforce, from nurses and educators to software engineers and innovators. Yet, as housing costs skyrocket, many families are moving inland while keeping their community ties alive. The connection to the Bay, they say, is more emotional than physical. By 2025, a new chapter is unfolding. Filipino-led nonprofits, cultural centers, and investment groups are helping younger generations connect identity with empowerment. Events celebrating Filipino Heritage Month attract tens of thousands, showcasing everything from traditional dance to AI-powered art. As one Bay Area resident said, "Even if we move, the Bay never leaves our heart." For Filipinos, the Bay isn't just a location. It's a legacy that proves success and solidarity can coexist. 2. Los Angeles, California. Los Angeles isn't just another city for Filipinos. It's the heart of Filipino America. With over 600,000 residents, LA boasts the largest Filipino population of any U.S. city. Here, generations of families have built lives, businesses, and legacies that define what it means to be Filipino in America. The story begins in historic Filipino town, Hi-Fi, one of the oldest Filipino enclaves in the U.S. Today, it remains a proud cultural hub, surrounded by thriving communities in Carson, Glendale, and Eagle Rock. Filipino-owned restaurants, medical clinics, logistics firms, and creative studios fill the city's map. L.A. is also the beating heart of Filipino entertainment and creativity. From YouTube stars to Hollywood musicians, Filipino talent is taking center stage. The annual Philippine Independence Parade in downtown Los Angeles draws tens of thousands, a sea of flags, food, and national pride. In 2025, Filipino youth are redefining what it means to be proud. They blend traditional tinikling dances with TikTok trends, turning cultural pride into viral art. As one young Angelino put it, Los Angeles isn't just home, it's the stage for our story. For Filipino America, LA isn't a chapter. It's the headline. 1. Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. And finally, the #1 Filipino boom city of 2025, Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. Once overlooked, DFW has exploded into one of the fastest-growing Filipino communities in the United States. With more than 180,000 residents, the region has seen a 35% population surge since 2020, and the numbers are still climbing. Why the rush? The answer is simple: affordability, opportunity, and unity. Texas offers lower housing costs, expanding healthcare networks, and a strong economy that rewards skilled professionals. Hospitals in Plano, Irving, and Arlington now employ thousands of Filipino nurses and doctors. New Filipino schools, churches, and cultural associations are opening monthly. Weekend markets serve lumpia and buko pie while families celebrate birthdays, weddings, and community milestones with Texas-sized energy. As one resident proudly said, "It's the new California, but affordable." Dallas, Fort Worth's rise isn't just about economics. It's about transformation. It reflects a deeper truth that Filipinos are no longer confined to the coasts. They're building futures across America's heartland, turning every new city into a home filled with hope, pride, and community. The Filipino spirit hasn't just spread, it's thriving, leading, and lighting up the American map. Why these cities? The bigger picture. So why these 10 cities? Why do Filipino communities keep gravitating toward the same urban centers, from California's coastlines to the heart of Texas? The answer lies in 4 simple traits: opportunity, affordability, community, and culture. Each city on this list offers something unique, but they all share a promise: job opportunities in healthcare, tech, logistics, and education, industries where Filipinos have long excelled. Affordable living compared to the crushing costs of California's big cities. Established Filipino networks that help newcomers find housing, schools, and belonging. Warm climates and inclusive cultures that make adjustment smoother, especially for aging parents or new migrants. In 2025, a new factor has joined the mix: remote work. More Filipinos can now live anywhere in the U.S. without leaving their careers behind. That's why cities like Dallas, Houston, and Seattle are exploding with new arrivals. The old narrative, Filipinos stick to California, is fading fast. And yet, the move isn't just about economics. It's about evolution. From the sugar plantations of Hawaii to the tech corridors of Texas, each generation has advanced from survival to success. Voiceover. It's not just where Filipinos live, it's how they're reshaping the American dream. Every city is another chapter in that journey, one built on family, faith, and the fearless pursuit of a better tomorrow. What this means for the future. As we look ahead, one thing is clear: Filipino Americans aren't just residents, they're bridge builders. Between Manila and Los Angeles, between Cebu and Dallas, between two worlds that now share one heartbeat. For decades, remittances flowed back to the Philippines, fueling education and growth. But in 2025, something deeper is happening. The identity is shifting from visitor to visionary. Filipino Americans are no longer outsiders looking in. They're shaping policies, leading hospitals, designing cities, and building companies. From young nurses running clinics in Chicago, to tech founders in Seattle, to mayors and council members in California, the community is moving from service to leadership. And with that rise comes a new kind of pride, a quiet strength, rooted in resilience. The younger generation, born between two cultures, is blending American innovation with Filipino compassion. They're proving that progress doesn't mean forgetting your roots, it means growing from them. Quote, "The future of America's heart might just have a Filipino accent. Because when you walk through these cities, from Daly City to Dallas, you don't just see migration, you see transformation. A people once searching for opportunity have now become the opportunity, building a bridge between East and West, between memory and possibility." This is not the end of the Filipino story in America. It's the next beginning. From Honolulu to Dallas, one truth stands unshakable. Filipinos aren't just filling cities, they're redefining them. They've turned neighborhoods into homes, workplaces into communities, and challenges into victories. Every flag flown, every festival danced, every hospital served, it all tells one story: pride, perseverance, progress. Today, the Filipino footprint can be seen in every part of America, not just in population numbers, but in purpose. The Filipino dream is no longer just about building a better life abroad. It's about building a better America. From teachers in Chicago to engineers in San Francisco, from healthcare heroes in Houston to digital creators in Los Angeles. This is a community that contributes, connects, and continues to climb. Final emotional note. Home isn't just where you're born. It's where you build, belong, and bloom. And for millions of Filipinos, that home now stretches across the American skyline. Voiceover, call to action. Which U.S. city do you think will become the next Filipino capital? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your take. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more global migration stories that reveal how culture shapes the world. Because the story of Filipinos in America isn't finished. It's still being written, city by city, dream by dream.